Good evening, junkies. How is everyone doing? The best part is there is still daylight. For most of us, you can still see
Hello.
there's daylight. We are coming to you live from various parts around Illinois, Wisconsin, and Kim and Rich, where are you guys? Besides in the car.
I don't know if they can hear us.
Somewhere between Tennessee and here.
No, I think they're in Wisconsin.
Oh, or that.
Or that. So thank you everyone for joining us here. The primary focus of this is some question and answer. We asked for some questions from you guys earlier in the week, and we've got some answers to some of the questions that we need a little bit of research on. We got the best answer we possibly could have at this point in time, and there's some things that really can't be answered at this point. And then probably in the last, Laura can probably vouch, 45 minutes, hour, we've got a bunch of information that we need to pass on. So we're going to ask you guys stick around with us till the end to find out some, if you're interested in some new happenings around the park in terms of food and beverage. So we're going to share that with you guys, but a little bit later on in the show, we've got some QAs to take care of first. And if we have time at the end, we'll take some stuff from the chat. And this is the first time we're actually broadcasting live, not only in the Facebook group, but we're also live on our Facebook page as well. So hello to all of those who've never actually seen us live before. Figure we'd do something just a little bit different here. So what has everyone been up to with the closed park?
I think I've been in Illinois more this winter with the park being closed than I've actually been in Wisconsin.
Well,
I think for Bob and I, we've been driving past the park more since we moved to Gurney now.
I've just been sitting in the corner rocking, waiting.
I've been in this parking lot almost every night. Yeah. Dance, mommy.
do we know where we're at in terms of a countdown? How many days left? I mean, we can at least say the park
on Saturday, right?
Isn't it great saying the park opens next month?
Yes.
Hello to everybody tuning in. There's a bunch of hellos coming in. Too many to jump to. It looks like Joey said that there's 40 days left. So that sounds like a good number that we'll go with here. So before we jump into the questions answered, anyone on the team here have anything want to share? Anything before we kind of dive into this?
I think it's been the weirdest off season ever. It's been long, but it's
Very
also
long.
been like strange. Just that we just watching the twists and turns in other parks. It's been very weird, and we just are expecting some surprises.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and let me add this into our stream. And we'll just kind of talk through these as we go through here. And I'll take this first one here. As of right now, the event is still to be determined in terms of us having a pre-open day. And I don't like using the term food tasting because that's not what it is. It's actually a food training event. For those who aren't sure what we're talking about here, what this question pertains to, last season, the park invited us out the weekend prior to opening to conduct a little bit of food training. Now, none of us were training anybody. What we were doing, we were ordering food. And all we had to do is order food, complete a brief 5-question survey. And that was all you had to really do. I mean, the great thing was we got to try pretty much most of the food available in the park.
And some food that didn't make it. Or food that was special items, or they were just thinking of it. Like, it was really kind of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that tease with the mac and cheese.
It was a tease, but we eventually got it,
Yes, we
courtesy
did.
of the food truck.
And then the grilled cheese and tomato soup. It's another one that was in there.
Plus, it was an opportunity to get to meet new junkies, catch up with junkies, see what has gone on for other junkies
The whole winter.
the whole winter.
It was an event where we had a quota and there were limited spots. We would imagine, you know, if we were to ever get another one, that it would be similar. But that's like, we don't know anything, right, Bob? It's completely to be
Right.
determined.
It's to be determined. Their logistics are still being figured out. I know that they want it to happen. So hopefully this is something that does come to life and we get to do it a second time. But yes, right now it's still being talked about. And I mean, obviously, it's not the decision of just one person. It does take a whole village here because you're talking about, having all the staff in place in order for us to order food. And that's all it was. I mean, it was food. Rides were testing. We weren't able to ride any rides. They weren't fully certified, whatnot. But
And last year when we did it, it was a week before.
yes, I think it was the Saturday or
Saturday, right?
before the park opened.
And we didn't get a lot of notice last year either. So it's not like we're within a window where it's too late to do it was a pretty quick turnaround, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I want to say,
Right. And I know a lot even said that they didn't know about it, but all I could say is keep an eye on the page.
Oh, group. It'll be in the group.
in the group. This is
Yes.
exclusive to being part of the Six Flags Great America Junkies Facebook group. I know some of you are just members who follow our page, but the perks that we have, these are strictly available to people in the Facebook group.
Yeah,
We do run both. We have the group, which is the private group where we share a lot of the news, and then we have the page where we share some more of the public knowledge that we're able to share. And we also put our daily alert up on the page during the season.
I do hope they saw some benefits from it. I remember placing an order with one establishment somewhere in the fair area, or in the I'm sorry, right across from X Flight. I placed an order, and whatever it was that I ordered, I asked for a spoon, and doggone it, if those spoons weren't like a 15-minute walk away. And if they had done that on opening day, that would have been a whole different ball of wax from doing it during a test event where there was a couple people standing there, very patiently. But holy cow, they didn't know where those spoons were. And so it was nice to see them debug that before it hit with a full crowd.
Yeah, same thing with the mac and cheese. When I received one of the first orders of it, and it just was not assembled properly. But they got that all fixed very quickly. Anything else on this particular question before I go on to question 2? And these are in no particular order, by the way. All right. Any word on the status of Apple Pay, and is it returning to the park? Apple Pay, and I'm not sure what it's called for Android. They will both be back this season.
I think that one was in an email.
Yes, I believe that was.
Well, Salim said it on the conference call.
Oh, that's where it's from. Okay.
Yeah, and the
I
Google
know that
Pay
one was
and
made
Apple
very
Pay.
public.
Yes. So that was good. I can't wait, because that's just another thing. First of all, with kids, no need to have them taking a credit card and dropping it off a roller coaster. I think a lot of kids have their phone in a safe way to stow it. I have the watch going on, and I pay almost everything on that watch. So it's real nice that the park's going to have that back. Super convenient for me.
More ways for them to take our money.
I'm all about convenience. All right. The next question that we had come in. Paul was asking about Six Flags After Dark event. I'm assuming that we are talking about taste of Six Flags here because this is the only After Dark event that we held last year. And yes, it is a separate ticketed event that takes place. I think it's for about 2 hours after the park closed. The great thing was we did have a Junkies discount last year that saved you a little bit of money off of that ticket price. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the rides that were open, was it Hometown Square and then Southwest Territory? I think that those were the rides that were available to us.
Did they have Goliath running that night?
I don't think so.
I was with a just tall enough little junkie, and I remember going gangbusters that night because, in my estimation as a guest, and don't tell them this, that was the biggest deal and steal of the century. So long as nobody from SFGIM hears that and charges more, that was the best night.
Oh yeah, it was virtually walk on to any of the rides. I
Well-
think Laura and I think we did Raging Bull. I don't know, we were at like 4 or 5 before we had to actually just hop off just because we're old and we can't ride that many consecutive times anymore.
7 laps on max without getting off.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
That's worth the price right there of the extra ticket. And then plus, I mean, there was some good food, being able to sample food from around the other parks. And there we go. Raging Bull, Viper, Max Force, maybe Wizard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wizard was running during that time. Welcome back, Sarah. We know
Thanks,
that
sorry. I keep
we briefly lost you. We're talking about Tastes of Six Flags here. I don't know if you have any inside commentary that you wanted to throw in from your experience last year.
My experience last year was I didn't go because it was so late. And then I regretted it because it was like unclear at first if you could use the punch card multiple nights. I think if they started serving a little bit earlier, it might draw some more people in, but I just couldn't think about eating a meal at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and I see somebody in the Facebook chat. They're asking what day. I believe that is to be determined. I'm not sure if on the Six Flags website they threw some dates.
I don't think they've been specific with any dates
No, I don't think so. It's just kind of upcoming events.
other than
and-
Fourth Fest, but you know.
I know I'm only supposed to show registered comments, but how can I not show that?
It's okay. We can take some of those other comments as well. Anything else anybody want to chime in with Taste of Six Flags?
It's a great event. I think it's nice seeing that one become a staple. That this would be 3 years now. And I'm hoping, having seen some of the really cool culinary creations popping up in other parks, that maybe we get some of those updated on the menu as well.
Agreed. All right. And I don't even remember the order that I have these questions in here. So as they come up, they're probably just as, I'm just like, oh, that's what our next question was. So Rebecca Reiger asks, is Sidetrack Tower going to be open this year? Per the conversation that came out of No Coaster Con, it will not be in operation this season. And I'm assuming that the last part of that were the La Viva Festival. Maybe if you're in here, I'm not sure if you're watching this, not if you can be a little more clear on what that is, but
It was so in the list of, you know how they released like at the all of the possible festivals there, that one was listed for our park, but from what we're understanding is that was like a list of potential festivals that one could find across the chain. So I don't know if we're getting that one.
yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see on that if that one
I do remember from the last conference call is that they're, part of the plan was to try to encourage some of us to go out and visit other parks. I think that's been happening with those Scream weekends, and I think that we might see that certain events are only at certain parks and they'll be meant to be destinations.
All right. Not sure really what to do with this one. Please share any entrance info you have both for foot and car. Our entrances have not changed in, I can't even tell you how many years. So it's,
Well, no, they changed. I mean, they changed.
Hurricane Harbor changed.
Yeah, but that changed the entrance. So we do still, that Hurricane Harbor is its own gate. That's not changing. In fact, we're seeing even St. Louis, they have a, similar to how we had before, they have a separate entrance and separate fee now to get into that one. So we're not going to see a path between the two parks. As far as we know, they're going to keep the 2-car entrances.
And what is parking these days? It's 30 or 35 if you don't have a pass that includes parking.
Yeah. I mean, I would always say plan for 35.
Yeah, plan for 35. Who knows? You can show up this year. It could be more. I mean, at least we're not like Texas and offering a valet parking option
Yet.
yet.
Yeah.
And they have a season valet parking. They have a
sorry,
season valet parking add-on. To me, I'm like, well, you'd have to tip every time. But yeah, I think it was, if I'm right, it was around $200 for valet parking for the season.
Yeah, and I'm just not going to trust the part-time employee with my car. It's just not going to happen.
35 with no pass.
I couldn't imagine if they can't keep the preferred parking staff, they're going to have someone to staff a valet.
Well, valet is getting you money right away. I mean, they used to have the preferred parking staffed all the time when it was pay. It was an upgrade. I think it was like a $10 upgrade with the season pass at one point before preferred was included. But I don't know.
I have no issues with a manual transmission, but I'll tell you what, with all of the goofy things with sticks and knobs and twists to do all the shifting, I'd be terrified to be a valet these days.
Compared to other Six Flags parks, even parking in the furthest lot, it's not, I don't know that we're a location where it would really be lucrative to anybody. Maybe only on those crazy Fright Fest weekends. Like some of the other parks, unless you're preferred, you're really parking far away, like across the street even, and you have to go across a bridge. So we aren't one of those parks where there is that much of a difference between parking in the front and parking in the back. It's not that far of a walk. So I don't know if they'll bring that to our park or not. I mean, we had paid seating that sat empty, so maybe. And if they valet it, are they going to put it in the employee lot, or is it going to be up in the front?
Could you imagine on like a Fright Fest day trying to wait for your car? If you had valet parking.
Yeah, that's right. Because you can't just have one person. You have to.
They would probably have to, I would assume, contract that out to like one of the companies you see in downtown
Yeah.
Chicago that does parking.
Yeah, that would be quite an operation. And I don't think they're interested. Like there used to be another lane where right now it's the lane where only the police officers can go, but that's all been closed off. I mean, they don't want anyone to be able to potentially drive up on the front gate. So I don't even know where it would make sense to run that operation. But other than seeing that at some other parks, what is it, Magic Mountain and with one of them in Texas having it?
Yeah, it might be over Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, New England, like if we're getting the ones that are really bad for walking, New England, I know they have to walk across the street. That one's really bad. But ours is like, we have a nice big lot and it's all right in front of the park. And it's not that bad the way that it's positioned. So we're pretty fortunate on the parking that we have. Now the entrance line, if security lines it up in the parking lot again, then maybe that'll be a problem.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. Do you think there's going to be more season pass specials before opening day?
I only see it going up.
Well,
I think
it
they were
seemed-
very good about making it go up in that peak part of the season. Like, hey, you
Let's
missed
see.
it. Hey, you missed it.
And from the earnings call, it seemed that Salim seems that he's happy right now where the pricing is at. And if I recall from the call, he said you're not going to see discounted pricing, but you will see if you purchase this level, we'll give you the complimentary upgrade to the next level. But
Which is discounted pricing.
right, in theory, it's discounted pricing, but
But it's still forcing you to go up, and it's giving you the taste of it. And I get it.
yeah, and I know, and I'm going to throw this out there too. And we see this one quite a bit in the group. If we think we're going to see dining discounted, I don't ever see. That's why it went away in the first place, because it was priced too low. So that is the one thing I don't ever see a sale coming.
There's no incentive for them to do it. It doesn't bring people in. They need you in as a ticket holder. There's no reason for them to discount it.
So what are the meal hours for dining pass holders now? 90 minutes in between meals or longer. And it really comes down to the dining that you have. If you have the legacy membership dining, that is still 90 minutes between meals. But if you're purchasing the new season dining, the 2 meals without a snack, it is a 3-hour wait between your 2 meals. So if you've got the 2 meals, then you're planning to eat kind of relatively short time span. It's 3 hours now that you're going to have to.
And is it only those 2 options for meal plans now, not where it was like 5 different options last year? So even the cashiers were confused as to what.
Yeah, I looked at the website earlier today, and there's only 2. There's either with the season dining, it's either the 1 meal or the two meals.
And that
So
3 hour, that makes a challenge. If you think about those early days where they close at 6, and if the restaurants are shutting down at 5, you want to be ordering your dinner at 4:30, which means you have to have your lunch order done by 1:30. That's a challenge.
Come hungry.
Yeah.
Yep, come hungry. All right, and this one I did reach out to the park on this particular answer. We're able to add dining to grandfather memberships. Not at this time. Okay, not at this time. The same thing as last year. The dining that is out there is strictly for season passes. So you're not going to be able, if you have a legacy membership, you're not going to be able to add one of the dining plans.
And then also thinking of, they want to phase out the legacy plans. So they don't want to give us any reason to keep them. So any changes to them, you have to go off of it.
Let's see. Is there a chance? I don't think this was a question that was this one we were on, or was this very similar to the last question?
Very similar to the last one.
No, this is something that you're not going to be able to keep. Season dining is exactly what it is. It is for the season, whereas membership dining, we pay for that included with our membership 12 months out of the year. It doesn't stop until we cancel our membership. So no, you're not going to see that. And I don't think I know that you said people feel like you're punished. It's really, you're not punished. Everyone always had the option of season pass or a membership. Pros and cons of having both of those.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just the loss of the snack that people, that's the only difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I would imagine if it makes you feel better that we will continue to see the snack option since it only really exists for the members now. That I don't think the snacks are going to be like adding a lot of value. If
We've
it feel
seen
better.
them wane away. What did we lose? The fudge bars. We've lost a couple things.
We lost we lost the funnel cakes. We lost, there's just a couple things here and there that we like it's only sticking around for the people who have memberships. Please don't
Cheesecake on a stick.
have any ideas if
Yeah.
you're listening to Pin Dot Sky or dollar sign Helene. But yeah, I don't think you're not missing. You're not going to be missing a ton.
Yeah. I know this one is related to Daredevil Dive, not Daredevil Drop. Again, we reached out to our contacts at the park, and it is not scheduled to operate during the 2023 season. But I was also informed with that they're always looking for ways to maximize their land space for future expansion. Don't know if that's some kind of a hint or not, but
Take it. What it is, where it is. There's a big queue for Eagle or a long queue for Eagle they don't necessarily need. And Daredevil Dive is up on that platform that used to be, it was, what is Ricochet now, right?
Right, which used to be Big Top.
Mm-hmm.
They should put in like
In
a
a
motor
regular
road.
ride, it has a nice queue. So
They should totally
have
put
fun
in a motorway
speculating.
where you could drive your own car around.
Oh my goodness, that would be so great.
Wouldn't that be
I've heard
amazing?
about those. I heard there's like still some track left of it.
And a few functional cars, as I've seen in parades.
Brent and crazy cars.
All right, I think we do have one more question on here. There are new plans for Six Flags to replace anything on the roller coasters this year, such as tracker trains. And the answer that we received on this, they are actively completing routine maintenance to Viper and American Eagle tracks. So whatever routine maintenance is, I'm nowhere in the mechanic enthusiast world either. So
They always replace a little bit. They replace some of the wood and they replace some of the track all the time. We're always like on the off season driving by and seeing stuff happening.
I'm glad. I feel like the Eagle has seen better days, but I also feel like it's seen a lot worse days. I don't remember getting hurt in the Helix last year or the year before, but I remember a couple of years where I was like, doggone that Helix.
So I know that this was mainly going to be a QA show, but since we have kind of some important news to share here, we will come back if we do, time permitting, kind of take some questions here from the chat, but we do want to kind of talk about some of the new food and beverage offerings that are going to be available. And this news came in probably about an hour ago, so if we don't have all the full details, or if we're misstating something, please send me a message. You know who you are, and correct me on this. But I'm going to let Laura start with the first new addition in terms of dining.
So the first new addition, there will be a bubble tea station. The bubble tea station will be located by Sidetracks. So that is the first bit of new news.
So if you are a fan of bubble tea, you're going to be able to get your bubble tea fix.
There will be multiple flavors, of which we weren't told, but there will be multiple flavors.
I wonder if they're just using that little window. They're using the kiosk that is like actual Sidetracks or the little window. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and I was told I was bet $50 I couldn't figure out the location. Of course, I couldn't figure out the location where it was going to be, but we do know it. We were told Sidetrack, so I don't know if I think probably some of that building is being used, so we'll see. what they're
Isn't
gonna-
Sidetracks? That's where. Oh, that's Charlie Treat. Sidetrack Soda. That's right. As your so it was boarded up, but it was where we bought our Taste of Six Flags things a couple years ago.
Yes. Yeah. So that is the first bit of breaking food news coming. Second is Antoine's is going to be going through a remodel this year to kind of give you faster service, get a little bit better with the mobile ordering. It is going to be a delayed opening, so when the park opens, don't expect to see Antoine's open right away, but it will
We'll
be
have two
coming.
funnel cake locations open.
Yeah,
3.
so
They do Demon, right? Isn't that 3 still?
I'm trying to think if Demon still has funnel cakes on
Oh
it.
no,
I
they
know
don't.
No, you get the Dole Whip there. You can get the fruit with the tahine.
Yeah, that's still 2. There's 1 on each side of the park. Everyone will be okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just take a deep breath. You can still get your funnel cakes elsewhere.
It's not a snack anyway, so
Right. Exactly. We're going to see Big Lou's make a return. I believe that is slated for the second week of June. They're going to be featuring the Italian beef sandwiches as they traditionally did, and they are also going to add a Chicago dog to that menu as well. So now you can get Italian beef or you can get a Chicago dog.
are they going to make it a real Chicago dog?
What I'm told, yes.
Oh,
it is
right.
going to be a real Chicago dog.
Awesome.
And then the bar at Big Lou's will be reopening as well.
Question. Will they refuse to give anyone ketchup for their hot dog?
I hope they do. I mean,
If you ask for it,
Or
you will be taken out behind the park and bludgeoned. Yes.
yeah, for our Wisconsin friends watching or anybody from any other Indiana friends, you in Chicago, you never ask for ketchup on a hot dog. There are some places they will they will not put it on there. They will give you a ketchup packet.
They won't even, they'll be like, you can find a ketchup packet. And you have to hide it. Like, you have to order it plain if you don't want ketchup. And then you have to find a ketchup packet for your fries and then put the ketchup under the hot dog so you don't get made fun of.
That's right. You're going to be sent on a scavenger hunt through the park asking for the ketchup.
I could ask if there would be chocolate shakes, but that's a different hot dog place.
Mooseberger is going through a remodel. When it does reopen, it is going to reopen under a new name. That new name is yet to be determined. We are looking at the late summer opening on that, but they're going for a true barbecue concept.
I was wondering, does that mean they will be smoking meats on site?
Yes. What I've been told, there have been 2 very large smokers purchased. They're like the size of a semi. That they are going to be smoking the meat, and there's going to be an indoor and outdoor dining option in terms of where you're going to sit. But they're going for that true barbecue concept. And I actually, at the end of this, I do have a few pictures that I'm able to share of some of these new food offerings. So stick around if you want to see a couple photos on some of the food. Laura, back to you.
In terms of Dole Whip, there is going to be, we put the survey out there for multiple flavors. What they decided to do, besides giving us multiple flavors, is getting us multiple flavor cones. So there will be like a birthday cake cone with maybe 2 mixes of flavor of Dole Whip, or there will be a chocolate cone, or there will be a, what is it, lavender?
And we kind of put that survey out there where we were asking, what flavors of Dole Whip, I should say Dole Soft Serve, that you would like to see. And everybody was very basic. They're like, I want watermelon. I want raspberry. Well, kind of think outside the box here. So here's one of the actual flavors that will be offered at some point is going to be a raspberry pomegranate swirl served in the lavender cone. It's a very Instagrammable picture. I do have a photo of that. I will show that at the end. You've got the pink, going on, and then you've got the purple cone. It's very photo friendly. So yeah, they're going to be bringing in multiple flavors. Every month you're going to see something different kind of show up in terms of what the flavors are. But the flavor cones actually sound very interesting. Now, coming to Claim Jumper, in addition to our good old Aunt Martha chicken, they are going to be serving chicken and waffles. And the best part is the waffles are going to be made fresh at the stand. They're not going to be pre-made waffles that they're warming up. So, and it's going to be mobile order only from Claim Jumper. I see a hand going up with Brent there.
Chicken and waffles or chicken and waffles? Because I've never
Chicken
done
and waffles. No, when
and
you're talking, you've got the waffle with the chicken on it.
Have you not heard of them?
that. No, I'll be stepping out now.
Oh, we're gonna have. Okay, so anyone who is like, I mean, I know people get very, very particular about their chicken and waffles. Somebody enlighten Brent in the chat.
And don't worry, Brent. One of the photos I have is of the chicken and waffles for you, so you can kind of visualize.
It's
But
a
I'm
thing.
just glad that they are actually making the waffles fresh.
Yes.
So
So
here
they're
we
not
go.
like popping in an egg. An Eggo in the toaster. Yes.
I got nothing. I'm gonna have nightmares
If
tonight
they can
until I
have
try
like a
this.
hot, I have a request. I want like a hot honey.
I'm sure I seen the picture I have looks like it's just the syrup on there,
No,
but
I don't want
did
syrup.
see
I want hot
a
honey.
different picture where it did look like there was something a little more spicier on
I mean,
top.
if I
I'm
had
not
to steal the
quite
hot
sure.
honey from like somewhere else and bring it into the park, like to Jim, I will do.
All right, I feel like Laura's like the field reporter here. Now we're going to toss this back to Laura, who's in the other.
Actually, I feel like Brent should be saying this one, but food truck's coming back. It will be having mac and cheese. It will be by X Flights again. There will be some spicy cheese options. There will be the regular mac and cheese options. Am I right in hearing there might be cheese curds too?
Might be cheese curds.
Might be cheese curds.
Served out of the
They're just representing everyone. Come on.
They are.
Come on. We got our soul food. We got some got our Chicago standards. Now we got our cheese curds for
Those people.
just for at that water fountain across from that food truck, that will now be called a bubbler. That's the only one in the park that will be a bubbler.
The walking tacos will be returning. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy to know this, that not only will be your nacho cheese, didn't mean to bump the cord there, the nacho cheese flavor, but Cool Ranch will be a permanent option as well.
They let us do it last year if they had it.
What
If
about
they had it.
Fritos?
No, we're just going Doritos.
I so wanted the Cool Ranch, and in the end, I didn't like it.
All right, Sarah, I'm going to toss this one to you because this is one that you wanted to break
Yes.
the news on.
So, for the last 2 years, or last year, we frequented a place called Macho Nacho in the food court that didn't serve nachos. For the whole until what? Fright Fest, we got dessert nachos. But they spent the whole regular season. We went to Macho Nacho to get tacos. Well, for this season, when you go to Macho Nacho, we will not have the tacos, but you will have an assortment of nachos, gourmet nachos. So Macho Nacho will have the nacho return.
Yes, there's no tacos, but you will have nachos. And from what I understand, there's going to be a brisket nacho, a chicken nacho, a steak nacho option, and then a no meat or vegetarian option for the nachos as well.
All one can ask.
And those will have home fried chips.
That's what I was going to ask, if they were to have the good chips, because that was the thing about going in Matcha Nut. I think the most underrated snack in the park, and I don't know if they'll still have them. The underrated snack in the whole park was chips and salsa. You got like all these chips, and they were like the fresher chips, like the really nice cantina style chips that they had there, and then like a cup of salsa. So refreshing, so great, and I hope they still have that for a snack. If they don't, I'll forgive them, but the chips are amazing.
And on top of other things, Bob's letting the Irish girl announce this one. There will be a beer bar. It's going to be in Southwest Mission over by Fiesta Fries, and it is going to have approximately like 16 different types of beer. It's going to have IPAs. It's going to have ales, just a whole mix of them. So while you are hanging out waiting for people, come off Raging Bull, or you can get your walking taco, go over there and have a few beers.
I am so excited about that because that has been a beautiful space that's been wasted. Do you know if they're building something there, or are they just going to use their trailer that they've used?
No, I believe it's going to be a full blown bar.
Very cool.
That you can belly up to the bar and order some drinks. And
well, I'll just sit there and watch everyone else do it because I am both too cheap and too not a drinker to buy it. That's awesome. I hope they put some like fun patio lights there. I'd love to see the mariachis return. I know they wouldn't, but that has been kind of a sad area to me, that to be unused, and I'm glad that it's being maximized.
We are told that we will have popcorn buckets this year. I know not all the Six Flags parks are doing popcorn buckets, but we're going to definitely have popcorn buckets. And then a new thing that they're going to try this year, they're going to do what they call street vending as you're leaving the park. Basically, they're going to have a bunch of push carts up near the exit of the park for various grab-and-go snacks on your way out. So think of things like cotton candy, hot dogs, chocolate chip. Things that are easy to take in the car and eat. If you got a longer drive home.
I feel like we gave them that idea. I feel like that was one of our tips, was like, go to the stores for grab and go. That feels very Marriott, actually. I recall my first visit to the park. Maybe I never went as a Marriott. Okay, so that feels very 80s, but not where there were all sorts of carts, and like even right on the outside of the gate, they were trying to capture you to buy stuff. I remember back in the olden days when they'd like carry the big thing of the cotton candy around.
Yeah, and figure with the cotton candy, if you don't want to wait, forever at the cotton candy stand right there, which tends to get very long at the end of the night, you can hit the stand on the way out because it is going to be fresh cotton candy as well.
Yeah, and then they just have like a little thing to buy, and you like boop your card and you're good.
Yep. Or tap your watch in Brent's case.
Yep.
His Apple Pay.
It seems like it works for a large park in the middle of Florida that I won't name. They always hit you up with those carts that roll by with all the little blinky things on your way out.
I know. Do you think we would ever get like the fancy popcorn buckets again?
We talking like the equivalent of what,
we had the
popcorn
bucket, the superhero ones, but like, would we ever get like a fun one? I don't know.
I know. We'll have to wait and see.
I want to pay for a fun one, but maybe we'll get Junkies ones made, and then we'll just flex on people.
There we go. There we go. All right. So that is what I have in terms of breaking food news. And let me just pop up a couple photos of some of the new offerings that was shared with me. So let me go ahead and add this back into the stream here. We'll kind of talk about what we are looking at going from left to the right. So over on the right, that is the raspberry pomegranate Dole Soft Serve in the lavender cone. The second one is a watermelon twist with, I'm not sure what it's twisted with, but I know it is definitely watermelon. It's kind of hard to tell from this picture being
Probably
so
watermelon
small.
strawberry.
It could be, but that is the birthday cake cone. And I'll take these pictures. I'll get them posted in the Facebook group afterwards, so they're a little bit easier to see. And there's a sample of the
I think
barbecue
it's
brisket.
watermelon pickle. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Watermelon.
Yeah, I think that looks like the brisket to me. Brent, there's your sample of chicken and waffle. So it's, your chicken on top of your waffle, and that is what the new nachos are going to look like.
Oh, that's some crema.
From Nacho.
I'll be doing a review. It looks like it's the same, like top, like it has the same, maybe cilantro and onions with it.
I
Very
hope so. Those asada tacos were to die for, so I hope they
Yeah.
keep some of that same flavoring.
So yeah, we've got some. We're gonna be doing a lot of food reviews
I think
this
so.
upcoming season.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
We still have not found the best French fry. I think that's like a video we were all wanting to do, is like
Yeah, where
finding the
is
best potato.
best spuds in the park?
To me, the best buds in the park, though they're not always done all the way, are the ones that can come with your quesadilla, because you watch those girls slam those potatoes. They make, those are fresh. They're not frozen. They are slicing those potatoes by hand and making those French fries. And to me, those are hands down the best in the park.
Also kind of a little known, like that's one of those things that people don't always think about or they forget about, is those fresh cut fries. Because that used to be, is that still called Fiesta fries?
I think so.
Yeah.
So no, there's just kind of more visual of what we're going to see this upcoming season in terms of food offerings. But we do have some time here, so any questions from anyone in the chat that we can try to answer if we know the answer? Do not know that answer. Won't know until they publish the list of food items available on the dining plan.
I mean, at this point, I think we all have to agree, given, well, I guess what we've heard, that a lot of things will be on the meal plan and other parks. But like, as far as those of us on like a grandfathered plan, we just be happy with what we get. But there isn't like a difference. Like if you're on one meal plan or on another, it's all going to be marked with M. I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either.
The one that old one that they use in Fright Fest, they pretty much repurposed that.
Yeah, the one with the creepy doll that spins around in a circle.
Chloe,
her name is Chloe.
I mean, we have to remember that there are, like, they've been doing a really good job of hiding some things in plain sight. Oh, now I think I know where the boba is going to be. It's not at Sidetrack.
It's side.
It's that little, it used to be the entrance. It's a very small store right before you get to Hometown Fun Machine. If you look up, sometimes they put like something in the window. I bet you it's there. Because like you can like go in and it's inside. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. I bet you that's it, because he said you never guessed, because they've been hiding so many things in plain sight. So there are other stands that can be repurposed too in the park that have been kind of closed off. So it'd be interesting to see how some of that space is used. But I'm going to guess it's there. So it has the window, but there's like a lobby and an open space there. Because at one point that was like a discount store. He said you'd never guess. I bet it's there. Because he said near Sidetrack.
Yep. He basically said, yeah, near by Sidetrack.
I want to know if
Yes.
I'm right, but I think there's a little store that opens up, but it hasn't been open for. I mean, I don't think it's been open for 20 years. But yeah, it has its own door and it could have its own counter. I would guess that one.
What about that little food area in the children's spot?
Well, he said near Sidetrack.
Yeah. I was told
Sidetrack.
specifically by Sidetracks.
So he said by Sidetrack. So Sidetrack is the bigger. It used to be the place where you could get your cups. It's like it used to be called Sidetrack Sodas. It's been kind of covered up and winterized. They haven't really used it. But behind that, like between Sidetrack Sodas and Hometown, there is another little store that hasn't been open for, like I said, it could be like almost 2 decades. And it's kind of a cool like architecture there. That would be a neat place for it. I'm gonna guess that's where it is.
Opening day will be
Joey
here
asked
soon.
about the
so we'll find out.
stainless.
Yeah, the stainless, as far as I know, they're still giving out the plastic. I haven't heard differently that they're giving out stainless. Again, we won't know until the park opens and someone goes in and gets a new bottle.
Did they give them to us, or we got them for like really cheap?
Yeah, they were selling them more of a discounted price.
Like $20 at the end of the season. I remember they were basically sold out.
Well, yeah, we got them for like, I think we got a discount. They did something, and then even towards the beginning of the season, there was a weekend we could get them for 10.
And speaking of stainless, if you're wondering if there'll be a 2023 stainless, there's not going to be. It's just going to be plastic cups.
It must not have. It must not have worked out. Do we know if we will have any Coke Freestyle anywhere back?
My understanding is we're not going to see those come back. That I asked that question, I believe, last season.
Okay. They were always empty anyway. Any other questions?
It's kind of looking here.
The bottles don't have straws? I think we started to see that at the end of last season with the bottles that have like a flip top, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to pull. I know I have a photo here of the new bottles, so I'm going to see what those.
I got a flip top mid-season, but then I saw them dispense a straw one, or I saw someone walk up with what they said was a brand new straw one right at the end of the season, which
Okay,
those hit the
so I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but they do have straws.
Oh, cool.
These are the 2023 cups.
That's trying to be like a Stanley. So straight up and down straw, or is it a bend over?
It does look flexible from this photo.
So like the same thing, it's just right on top.
Yep. So the all season is the teal one, and then the all day is going to be the yellow drink bottle. So definitely changing.
Question about Members Lounge. Members Lounge is not coming back. There's a new offering, but we don't know a lot of details about it.
Right. All we know is it's going to be the Coca-Cola VIP Lounge. That's all we know. And I know it is going to be kind of a paid lounge to get into.
We're anxiously awaiting one of these lounges to open. We do have eyes and ears in several Six Flags groups with parks that are open. So, and even just caution, like some of these parks where they open early, we know that things can change. So the way that something opens, by the time it gets to us, it's kind of nice that it's had a dress rehearsal. It might be completely different. Because one thing we've noticed, best time to hit the park. I don't think early in the season is a great time to hit the park. it was better this year, but I think it's like a dress rehearsal early in the season. Staffing, the staff has to get used to it. I think if you can wait, you can hit the park like what I would say early June, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole month of June, I think, is the best time. Anyone have another?
I'm all about hitting it early. I just like the low crowds. And I get that there's going to be some operational things and challenges and staffing, etc. But I just want to be in my happy place, and the fewer people I bump into, the better.
Oh no, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there in the spring. But I say it like if you are limited on time, and it's like your only season or your only visit, or you only have a couple visits. You're planning a trip or you're bringing people around. I would say June.
And I should clarify, when I said bump into, I mean that in a literal sense. I like talking to people. I just don't want to bump into something. Bob, I'm going to sign out, but
All right.
take care, guys.
From here. Thanks for joining us.
What else do we have?
Well, we do have 90 new park benches coming.
I am planning, at least with our team, we will get a picture or a TikTok or something in every single bench. We are going to do honor. We're going to pay homage to those benches. If that's what we get, we're going to love those benches.
And we'll do polls. What's your favorite?
What's your favorite bench?
What's your favorite bench in the park?
How are they restore the wooden benches? Like those are our version of the wooden coasters.
Yeah, so maybe we can nominate best bench in each area. So what's the best bench in County Fair? Best bench in DC Universe?
Because it's gonna have to have some shade. I need some shade for that bench, and I'm gonna need some really good people watching.
I know they're adding some kind of shade structure to Southwest Territory. I'm just not sure where.
Good, because that's the part of the park where there's not a lot of shade going on. I wonder if it's, I don't know. I have no idea where it could be.
We do so many takeovers too. I thought it would be fun to try and do a takeover at Rockford.
Oh yeah.
Definitely do that.
Someone's asking about shows.
Where did that one go? I did see it. Let's see.
So there were two questions on it. One, do we know anything about that one? And then there was another one asking, do we know anything about shows for the summer?
Well, all we can probably say at this point is entertainment auditions happened this past Saturday and then the Saturday before. So they're planning some entertainment. I can't, we don't know what is exactly planned at this point in time.
Didn't they announce at CoasterCon what the show would be for Grand Music Hall?
I think they did.
I heard something about possible Kinetic 2.0, but that was also when we had a entertainment manager.
Yeah, but if that's already done, we'll see.
We'll have to wait and see.
Be a surprise.
Here's what Gary is saying. He thinks it's by the end by River Rocker next to the stand. Yep. Yeah, I know Gary was at No Coaster Con, so I'm trusting what he's feeding us here in terms of some of these answers. Any other questions from anyone? We are kind of at the hour mark here.
I think we'll make it very close to an hour.
Last call.
We miss all of you.
And don't forget, the tickets are available for the Junkies picnic, August 27th.
Yes, so definitely if you've been there with us for the past 2 years looking for tickets, again, this is exclusive to members of the Junkies Facebook group. so you do have to be a member of the group to be available.
Remember,
to
you
be
just
eligible.
ask one of us. You can even post in the Junkies picnic thread, like, I would like the code for the picnic, and one of us will message you. That seems to be the easiest way is, can you send me the code and we'll send it. We are not allowed to publish it, and we definitely, because it's exclusive to our members, we want to make it something special in the group and only available in the group.
Yeah, and it is, if you already have a membership season pass and you're looking for just the meal option for the picnic, it is $22.99. If you're bringing any friends or family and you need an admission ticket, that's additional $33.99. If they need parking, that's $5. And the question that we seem to get every year, and I've already seen it once and responded to it, is, if I don't plan on eating, do I have to pay to attend the picnic? Yes, you do.
It's dinner and a show, folks. It is the only place where you can get guaranteed character dining. We always get characters. And we have been spoiled with surprises at our other picnics, things that, we can't advertise. And I'm not going to say what the surprises in the past were, because I don't want to promise something that isn't there. But they really have taken care of us and been very kind and just making it really special for us. It is worth every penny, to have the access to the character, the dining, the raffles. We usually have a lot of raffle prizes.
The presentation.
And yeah, like last year, somebody and it surprised us, is we had an entertainment presentation and somebody won an actual park used banner from Kinetic.
I'm still jealous about that.
Yeah, we don't get those kind of things. So really, really a great experience. I can't think of a place in the Chicago area where you can get the amount of value for that amount, or for what, it's $22.
23. Yeah.
$23. And if you're bringing a guest, it's a really great time to bring a guest to the park, because that admission inclusive ticket is quite a bargain as well. But it's great. It's worth it. If you go someplace down in Florida and want to do one of those special parties and opportunities, it's going to cost you a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Bob, I can't believe you had FOMO.
FOMO?
He did have FOMO. Come on, I did too.
Who didn't? So what would I really do with it?
That's what I find out when we bring those home from dance competitions. Oh, great. I'm out of walls. It's
Somebody
snowing.
is asking how much are the raffles at the picnic. It's
all included.
It's all included.
When we throw the picnic, as a Junkies group, we don't tend to. I think it's for those who are new. Like, we don't take a salary. We do get some payouts in Facebook. We do get a commission if people buy Junkies merchandise, but anything else, if we hold an event, the event is really number one, we can't hold an event where we profit at the park. We just can't do that. So if we hold an event, it's free. If you're coming to our picnic and there's a raffle, everything's included. Because you're paying the park for the food.
Yeah. You come in, we just hand you a raffle. Each person's handed a raffle ticket on the way in.
And we will have more of our Junkies pins. So when we're at the park with our pins, that is our gift to you.
And we usually have a picnic exclusive pin as well.
Which we do, and that's what we use. Whatever little amount we make from Facebook or from merchandise, that we use it to, if we need to buy prizes for other giveaways or to buy pins, it comes directly back.
Any other questions from anyone? Anyone here have any
plan on doing our second annual Christmas in the park?
Yeah, that was
Christmas
a good event.
July. That was fun.
We talked about maybe even doing something like almost like a Dapper Day, trying to figure out a Six Flags version of that, maybe in the spring, sometime in May, where we kind of dress up. And it's fun to do these theme days, and I'd like to do more of them. They were, especially in the season where it's not that busy yet.
So Jimmy would have to dress up and wear a non-boob shirt.
I mean, you could wear a really classy boob shirt as long as it had some lace and
Some sequins.
Hey, instead of that, you could just wear a corset.
Oh God.
Corset. Now we're leaning towards what do we do? A pirate day at the park?
Oh.
Dressed as a
But that
pirate?
would be weird. We could do it at Buccaneer Battle because nothing else is going on there.
Oh boy, it is.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be doing these more frequently once the park opens up. I know. I think the last one we did was like November. We said we were going to do it more frequently, but we all have lives outside of this, and things just get in the way. And to get us all together at one
And there
particular
hasn't been
time,
much news. We've been just
And
watching
there's-
things
yeah.
come together.
Yeah, I don't think if we would have did a live stream to say that we're getting 90 new park benches, we would have had that much of an audience.
I think we could have made a TikTok for that one.
All right, guys, we will see you next month.
40
See you guys
days.
in the park. 40 days. All right. Bye.
Bye.